As we continue to grow our library, one of the things that we have recently been collecting is a lot of posters from different wars where presidents would do things to try to pay off debt, and so they would come up with posters to buy war bonds.
World War II, what we did, we went into debt, but the way we helped paid off the debt was we had the average American citizen contribute to paying off the debt. And they did it by buying war bonds.
Voluntarily.
Voluntarily. And so they would buy war bonds, and the war bonds gave the money to the government to finance the war, and the government would pay you back later after the war is over. So it was a way of financing debt. And see, this is based on about 4 speeches that President Franklin Delano Roosevelt gave right after Pearl Harbor. He gave the State of the Union address, because Pearl Harbor is December 7th, the January State of the Union. And he says, we now know the plan of the Nazis. The Nazis is to replace the Bible and the cross of mercy with Mein Kampf and the swastika and the naked sword. And so from that you get the Bible, a Nazi hand stabbing the Bible, and says this is the enemy. That's put up by the U.S. government, that's the War Department, and that's how we raise money. I mean, you would never think of doing that today. And this was characteristic of it. And Tim, help me with some of these others. Let me just run you through some of the World War I and World War II posters and show you what heritage is. See that one? That's based on Norman Rockwell, but save freedom of worship, buy war bonds, because you don't want the Nazis and you don't want the Japanese, you don't want the Axis powers taking over. Here's one, FDR, and the strength of great hope is shoulder common load. So you see FDR, but look, gathered around the cross, family gathered around the cross.
So no, wait, you got a cross in this poster. I don't remember, did the ACLU sue over this one?
Exactly.
Is this one of their,
and it's the government printing office.
Put out by the government. Wow.
And it says an official U.S. Treasury poster. So that's by the Treasury Department. This one, here's another one, for peace and security. It's got the nativity scene, the birth of Christ. For peace and security, buy bonds. Here's one, strong in the strength of the Lord, and we who fight in the people's cause will never stop until the cause is won. That's based on a speech given by FDR's Vice President Wallace. And so the Vice President gave, look, God's going to help us. We're going to win this thing. And so that was the poster there. This one goes back to World War I. It's the four horsemen of the apocalypse out of Revelation. And so the Red Cross is there. 4 horsemen of apocalypse going across Europe, destroying everything, and so the Red Cross is there. You know, again, a Bible theme. This is Joan of Arc. This is a World War I poster. Just like she is a religious leader, saved France, we've got to join together and save the country as well. There's a really big one here. This is World War II. This is based on the Lord's Prayer. See where it says, deliver us from evil?
Oh, wow.
And that's an ominous poster, man. This other big one is a World War I poster. And it's a prayer. You know, now lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. But you're praying for the soldiers and save and serve by war bonds, save and serve. These are all government printed posters. They never had a concept of a secularist, God-free government. I mean, this is the government printing this stuff, and that's why people were giving, because they didn't want this kind of stuff. That was the enemy. And as far as they're concerned, if you're anti-God, that's a real problem for America. Wow. How did we get from there to where that the government won't even mention God in citing the Declaration of Independence Day when the president leaves God out specifically? How did we go from saying this is the enemy, somebody that tries to destroy the Bible, to where that if you have the Bible in schools, it's unconstitutional? I mean, I just look at that, and every time I walk in to see that poster, I just scratch myself and say, how did we get here so fast?